Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to the third episode of the Steamboat Student Interview Series. I'm here with Sanjana today, who is a sophomore at Troy High School, and she has done a lot in her 2 years of high school already. Um, she's done plenty of prestigious competitions like HOSA and GUIDUS, as well as taking very advanced classes like AP Chem, chemistry, which are the same things, but two of the most rigorous classes in our school. And she has a lot of experience in talking about how to navigate your life as an incoming freshman and an an incoming high school and what to expect if you're wanting to go into the STEM field. Sanjana, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Um, so first off, I'm assuming because you are here today, you are very passionate about STEM. So just starting off, what makes you excited about STEM? What is one of those things that's like, okay, this is why I want to go into STEM or in the STEM field in the future?
So STEM has been something that I've always been interested in ever since I was a child, especially like science, because first I didn't really like science. Like at the beginning I was like science, no, like math, yeah. But as I like grew up, I realized that science was something I'm really passionate about. It could be like biology, physics, chemistry, anything. I've just been really interested in like STEM in general. And then I came across medicine, and medicine has been something that I've been very passionate about, and I've always wanted to become a doctor, essentially because I really like helping people, and doctors, they're known for helping people, and I feel like those two passions combined, um, the STEM fields have given me like the way to combine those two passions together. So yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I know plenty of people, like me included, who want to be a doctor and for very similar reasons like yourself. Um, and you've done quite a bit to be a like to get on that path to be a doctor, right? You've taken courses according to that, right? You're taking AP Chem this year. Um,
Yes.
yeah, we could talk about that class. It is one of the most rigorous AP courses there is. So kudos to you for doing that as a sophomore. Not easy, not easy at all. And you've also done clubs like Guidus and Hosta. So would you like to talk about those two clubs for, the people that are listening right now that might not know what those are? I know Hosta is
Yes.
popular, but Guidus isn't.
Yes. Hosa is quite popular. Hosa is basically like this. It's something like Science Olympiad, DECA, if you know what those are.
Mm-hmm.
It's There's a bunch of health competitions ranging from tests to labs to team competitions you can take part in. And there's like regionals, which occurs in like your district or your state, and then there's states, and then there's internationals. And if you get in your top three, I believe, you'll go to internationals, and it's similar to Science Olympiad, but it's at a more higher level. And then Guidus is something that's not very popular. It's a University of Michigan competition that happens every year. It's very uncommon, I believe, because it only happens in Michigan. But it's basically where high schools, they have these clubs, and students get to create genetics projects, and each year there's a different set of diseases. Last year, I did my project on autoimmune diseases, and you get to present in front of professors and like judges. And if you're lucky enough, and if your project is good enough, then you can get projects. And then I'm also part of this club called ClubMed. It's a Troy High thing, but basically it's where we have doctor lectures and officer presentations about different topics in medicine. And I'm the public relations officer this year. So yeah, I have a role in the club. So yeah.
Congratulations. That is, getting a leadership position, especially in sophomore year, is not easy. And for the people that are listening, that is something that you might want to look into starting high school. And if you're, leadership positions, especially in the thing that you're interested in, are very beneficial. So like Sanjana has done here, getting a leadership position in a club that's oriented towards medicine is very, very impressive. Okay, not just that, guys. Okay, Sanjana has also started her own club, I believe, right? Um,
Yes.
do you want to talk a little bit about that, the process to getting there, what you did, and what your club is, what it's called, and what it does?
Yes. So essentially, my club, it's more like a nonprofit at the moment, but it's part of this whole organization called StemToday, where they have like a bunch of research done. There's graphic designers, a research team, and everything like that. And they basically discuss STEM topics and like inform the world about different STEM news. So we're a branch of that organization. My friend and I created the Troy High portion of STEM Today, where we basically beyond research, we also help underprivileged students learn more about STEM because STEM education in underprivileged areas is very uncommon. They don't really have access to STEM education, which would really help them out in the future to get out of the poverty. So we use our research, our knowledge, because we have the opportunities and we have the privileges that they don't have to help students like those out. So we're still in the process of it. So basically, what I'd say to start your own like organization or your own club is to just go for it because I was very discouraged like in the beginning because I was like, oh, there's probably not gonna be a bunch of people who join and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really hard at the beginning, but I feel like as you progress through the journey, it will get better. Like at the moment, we're like starting our own podcast, and we're gonna like come up with our own out with our first episode like next week. So like if you put your mind into it, if you're positive, then I feel like you can like accomplish anything you want.
I agree. That is very insightful advice. Congratulations on starting your own club. That is not easy. Taking that leap from, not having not knowing how many people will join your club to actually being able to, recruit that many members is very, very impressive. So congratulations on that. Good job.
Thank you.
I know plenty of people that are listening right now that are questioning whether or not they should start their own club. Are probably gonna be inspired by what you just told us. Um, Going back to just school stuff, just because that is something that is more of an interest coming for like people that are interested in going to the STEM field. Um, have do you think that you've picked your classes according to what you want to major in maybe college, or like I know you want to go into the pre-med track just knowing you
Yeah.
personally, but um is that really what drove your choices of classes this year or freshman year?
I mean, somewhat yes, but at the same time no, because I feel like a lot of people in high school, they might not know what they want to be. Like at the moment, yeah, I feel like I might go into pre-med, but like I'm also still confused. So I feel like it's basically based on what you're passionate about. What do you like at the moment? So like for me, I like science. So I take a lot of science courses and also like math. So I'm taking AP stats this year. So like I have a balance of the things I like plus also the required classes. But like I don't think it's really according to what I want to be in the future. Like, although science classes are required for medicine and stuff, I still feel like science is something I'm passionate about outside of medicine. So I feel like it's just based on what you really want to do. If you're like really passionate about like coding or like computers, then AP computer science or something like that. So I feel like it's just based on what you like at the moment, not like what you want to be in the future, unless like I know some people they already know what they want to be. So like of course take courses that you think would help you out then. But yeah, mine's personally they correlate to medicine, but also at the same time they're just classes that I personally like.
I think that's a good approach to have. And I relate to that, like up till maybe my junior year, which I'm in right now, I was not sure about medicine at all. Like I was like, yeah, but no, I was like on the fence. I still am kind of on the fence, and I think that's okay. And I think it's very like good to have classes that correlate with your passion, because when you take hard classes, like you said, AP stats, like if you didn't enjoy math, you would not enjoy that class, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's very smart of you to take classes that, correlate with your interest, with your passion, and not just, okay, I'm clearly just thinking about the future and then I'm taking classes that I'm gonna get burnt out with. So I think that's very smart.
Yeah.
Talking about burning out, how is your how is that going for you? I know you're taking how many APs this year as a sophomore?
3.
Okay, 3. Okay, okay. So how is that going for you? What courses are you taking at the moment, and how are you managing your time with 3 AP courses? Not easy, okay? Not easy.
Yeah. APs in general, whatever AP you're taking, is gonna be hard. There's like no way it's not gonna be easy. My chemistry teacher says AP stands for always painful, which is true because all APs are gonna be painful. So currently I'm taking AP chemistry, AP statistics, AP seminar, and then our required classes, English, and then I'm also taking French 3 and uh oh, and I'm taking pre-calc honors. So it's not a very like good schedule as in like time commitment, like I have to commit a lot of time to school, so I don't have time for a lot of other things. But I feel like if you have really good time management skills and if you're able to get work done and like without staying up, that's like the one thing that I try to do. I try to stay up too late. It's okay if like I wake up early in the morning if I need to study or do homework, but like staying up really late, I feel like that plays a major factor into how tired you are in school. Like if you get a good night's sleep, then obviously you're going to do really good in school. So I try to sleep early. Even if I have like a lot of homework, I try to get it done, try to study. And if I do have studying left or homework left, I try to wake up early in the morning so I can do it, cuz I feel like I'm a early bird, like more of an early bird, and I feel like I function more better in the morning than I do at night when I'm more sleepy. So that's something I try to do. I try to like let my body decide what I want to do rather than like forcing my body to do things that don't really fit with what I'm feeling. So yeah.
That is very smart of you, and I advise that for, like, anybody. Actually, that's good advice for me as well. I am very guilty of staying up too late because of the amount of work I get because of my classes as well, and then I don't get enough sleep, and then I don't do, like, as good as I wanted to maybe on, like, a test or something because I didn't get enough sleep at night, right? So, I think that's very smart of you. Personally, I can't get up early, like, I have to drag myself out of bed every single day, um, but, I'm very jealous of anyone who is a morning person because I am a night person. Somehow I understand things better when it's, like, 12 a.m. at night. So, um, that's great, and I'm glad that you were able to figure out for you. Okay. And Sanjana, I think you've also done like actually let's talk about your courses a little bit. I know
Yeah.
we keep on coming on to this, and it's just I think a lot of people might be interested in what you're learning right now in these
Mhm.
courses. Like I know you probably spend the most time on AP Chem, so you have
Yeah.
a very good idea of what you're learning right now. I know our quarter just ended, but how is that learning going for you? Like do you think it's too much? Is it like very strenuous, or is it something that you can pick like the concepts are hard? How is it going for you? How's that class going for you since it's one of the STEM classes you're taking?
Yeah. So obviously AP chemistry isn't easy. I think it's one of the hardest APs personally. I think it's one of the hardest APs and like you can
Mhm.
take. So the material, it's very interesting to learn. Like personally, even though it's a very rigorous class, I personally really enjoy it, other than the tests, of course, because the tests are quite hard, difficult. So but in general, I feel like AP chemistry is a pretty good class to take. Like it has some like interesting stuff to learn about. Like even if you don't like chemistry, I feel like the way things are formatted and like the things you learn in the class make you like love chemistry. Like personally, I really started liking chemistry after taking AP chemistry. Like last year, yes, I did like chemistry, but after taking this course, like currently I'm taking it, and after the quarter ended, I feel like I have a much bigger passion for chemistry personally. And I feel like my teacher also makes it really fun. But test wise, it can be really difficult. So
Mm.
I would say time management is really important. Like taking time to do the exercises, to do practice problems, and everything before the test is very important because when you go to the test, you're probably gonna have like a time limit, everything. So you're gonna probably panic. There's gonna be like a lot of sweat and like a lot of nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I felt that I had a test 2 days ago and I experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you feel like you're really prepared, if you've practiced a lot, and if you like practice beforehand, like not a day before, but if you take like 2 to 3 or like even more days than that to study for like AP Chem or any AP class or any class in general, and if you feel prepared, then you're gonna have the confidence that you're gonna do well. So I feel like that really plays a part in how well you do in a course. And I think that's what's helping me out so far. Like I'm doing decently good in AP Chem. Like I'm not failing, but like I think I'm doing decent. Like I'm like fine with how I'm doing right now. Like I think it's basically because I take a lot of time for AP Chem, and I feel like if people put in a lot of work into their courses, then they're gonna probably do well. They're gonna get good results. So yeah.
I completely agree with you. That class, okay, this is what I always used to feel. Okay, the minute you're outside in the hallway right before the test, you enter the testing room, and the press this you can feel the stress in the room because of how panicked everyone is about the test. But I completely agree with you with the fact that if you take out time and you do stuff outside to prepare for the test, for the quizzes and stuff, you will be fine. You're not gonna fail you're gonna be okay. You're gonna do decent and you're gonna be okay. Like it'll be okay. Um, I think that's very important because there are always people that are a little scared to take these courses because of how intimidating they might seem, because of all these stories from people that have taken it before. But I think after a while, after you figure out like a study routine for yourself, it's not as bad, like you were saying. And then I know you were talking about your passion in math, so of course I have to ask you, how's pre-calc and AP stats going for you right now?
So my friends advised me not to take AP stats this year, but I took it because I felt like I like math. I'm probably not gonna do bad. Like I can't listen to other people because they're not me. Like I have different methods, and I'm a different person than other people. Like there's people who did really good, there's people who did kind of bad, but that's solely based on the individual. So I decided to take it, and I would say that it's not that hard of a class. It's not easy, but like if you really enjoy math, then I feel like AP Stats would be somewhat like an easy course. And pre-calc is going pretty good. I feel like it's just because the material at the moment is all based on algebra 2, which I took last year. So it's pretty easy, but I can tell that as like time goes on, it's gonna get harder at the very end because there's a lot of like more calculus based things that you do. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna get harder, and that's for any class. Like even for stats, like it's getting harder. It starts off easy, but it gets harder. So like I just feel like if you're prepared, if you're confident, and like you have to stay calm whenever you do like tests or quizzes. So like because like when you're panicked, like personally I felt this, like when you're really like panicked, like you go blank, like you can't think. And
Mhm.
you feel like everything's like gone, like you everything you know is just like it just disappeared. And
Yes.
if you're calm, then I feel like you have everything memorized, you have the confidence and like you do well. So I feel like that really plays a factor into like how well you do in your classes. And that's why I think because of plus my passion for math, it really helps me because I'm passionate about the class. So like I enjoy doing math. So I enjoy doing practice problems. I enjoy doing like practice and stuff. So I feel like that really plays a factor into how well I do in my classes for like pre-calc and AP stats.
That is, you know, your passion for math is very, I wish I could relate to that. um, I I love math, but it does not love me, sometimes. Um, but definitely, like, I agree with this thing that you were saying earlier. Everyone needs to choose things for themselves. You can't just dictate your choices according to what everyone else is telling you because you're your own person. And I think that was very like strong what you say when that in high school, many people don't think like that. People are like, okay, peer pressure, they're taking that class, I need to take that too. They're not taking that class, okay, it's not important for me. Okay, and I think a lot of people start to base off their classes and their courses according to what their peers are taking. Okay, they're taking AP Chem and GBBE and calc together, so I should do that too. But what they don't realize is that everyone's capabilities are different. So what you said right there is like very good advice for anyone coming in. So thank you for sharing that. I don't think I've thought that way ever in my 3 years. So very insightful for just us for being a sophomore. I know as a sophomore I did not know what I was doing personally. So this is very inspiring, Sanjana. Um,
Um,
going
I
back,
also
yeah, yeah. Sorry, no, complete your thought.
uh that's okay. I also feel like everything starts off rough. Like for me too, like the first quarter or so, it starts off rough for any class because you've just got into it and you're just like getting used to it. So I feel like no one should be scared of no one should be intimidated by a class based on like how hard it looks because it may be easier than what you think. Like it's gonna start off rough for everyone. Is for most people it starts off rough. Like even if they don't tell you, they might not be doing as well as they wanted to. So like everyone's at the same spot. Like yeah, no one's higher than anyone else like at the beginning. So yeah,
I
I
agree.
feel like
I
that gets
agree. And like some people, the people that are quote unquote higher have already learned that stuff before. Like they have like tutoring or something. So it's not something to put yourself down upon if you are not at par to your expectations. Like the classes you're taking are very rigorous, and for people that want to go into the STEM field, a lot of these courses are going to be rigorous. That's just what comes with with that field, right? So it's very important to not get intimidated and not get scared by, these grades. I know I was, but the mindset you have there is very, very important. Um, Continuing on, I know I've put such a big focus on academics. But do you want to share anything more about your club? Maybe things about is are you going to branch out to just are you going to just stick to being a school organization, or are you planning to maybe branch out more?
So currently we just started like right now, like a month ago. So it's been slow progress. So for this year, I think we're just going to stay in school. But my friend who's also collaborating with me on this like project, she's a senior this year, so she's leaving. So after that, I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure about what I want to do yet. Like I'm confused, but like still I'm thinking we might branch out sometime soon. So like other schools or maybe like the community because I feel like it's really important for everyone to get like opportunities to participate in stuff that they feel like they're passionate about. Because, like, personally, I didn't know that there were like organizations and like clubs that I can participate in that could help me branch out my passion until I came across these like organizations on my own. Like, no one told me about this stuff. So I feel like so many people don't have the opportunity. So, like, we might decide to branch out so that there's a lot of people beyond like our school that have the opportunity to collaborate and like research and spread their knowledge. So yeah.
Um, Thank you for letting me know about that. If there's any opportunity and I could join, please let me know so I could, add on to that number of members that you have. And I'm sure you have plenty now. I've seen your guys' social media posts, so very cool stuff you have going on there. Um, and just for some final concluding thoughts, what inspired you to make a club like this? I know you were talking about underprivileged kids a little bit. Um, do you want to maybe shed some more light on that?
Yeah, so the past summer, I was in the summer camp, and we were told to do a project with a team on a certain United Nations goal. And we chose poverty. And since I'm someone who's really interested in STEM, I decided to lean towards a solution that really relates to STEM. And something that I came across during my research was STEM education and how many underprivileged areas around the world and globally do not have access to STEM education. And I feel as though STEM education can be a major solution to poverty because STEM fields offer like a lot of opportunities, plus a lot more pay than like regular jobs. And I feel like if these underprivileged communities had access to STEM, they'd be able to grow out of poverty. They'd be able to overcome the issue of poverty. So I decided to come up with a solution on that. And after I created that project and like submitted to the competition and things, I kind of felt like even though it was just like a simple project idea, I felt like I could branch out that idea into something more. So I decided to start this organization slash club thing in our school. And yeah, that's what started my passion. And I feel like through this club, I can really enhance that idea into something more than just something that I came up with and like something that I can do in the real world and make like an impact and like give others the opportunity to also make the same impact.
That is very, very cool, and that's very interesting, and I love how you integrated, something that you did over a summer into, like, your passion, and I think that's very cool, and that's very inspiring as well, for incoming freshmen and incoming students in high school. Um, and just one last final thought from you, because I know I'm taking up a lot of time here, but,
That's all right.
um do you have like a final piece of advice for any high schoolers that are coming in, or any kids actually that are pursuing the STEM field, like what they should do in high school to really get to the level they want to get to in college? Like,
Yeah. So I'd say take risks as in like take clubs, take classes that are rigorous. And even though you might feel intimidated by them, give it a chance cuz like you never know how you do in that class. Like it's better to take something than regret not taking it later. So I feel like that's something that's really important because I know I regretted not taking some classes in the past and I feel as though that would have been a great thing that I could have done if I had done it, and now I regret it. But I feel like if more people knew about taking risks and that taking risks can help you in the future, I feel like they'd be more likely to take more rigorous courses, more rigorous clubs. Like last year, I did a lot of clubs. A lot of my friends said, why are you doing so many clubs?" And I was like, because I want to branch out my passion, right? Like yeah, like it was probably a bad idea to take all those clubs, but I feel like I was put like I got more knowledge on more things and I could like learn about what I wanted to do because I was part of a variety of clubs like medicine, engineering, language. I was part of all these clubs just because I wanted to get an experience of what I really liked. And I think starting off like in freshman or sophomore year personally for like clubs, I feel like that really help you choose what you really want to do like in the future because when you're a junior or senior, you probably won't get as much time to do clubs and like a lot of clubs. So a variety of clubs that yeah. So I say take a lot to be part of a lot of clubs in your first 2 years of high school. That's what I did and it really helped me out and it really helped me choose which ones that I'm more passionate about. And I would also say take rigorous courses. Like, don't be scared. Like, they're gonna be intimidating. They're gonna be hard. But I would say take those risks, take those rigorous classes, but you need good methods, study techniques, and all of those in order to succeed. So I would say um, get good sleep, uh, time management, have good control over your time. If you have time, don't waste it. Spend time doing exercises, practice tests, so that you have more confidence and more knowledge when you're doing the test or doing a course. So I feel like if you're good at like time management, if you get good sleep, and if you just have good techniques overall, you're gonna do good. And yeah, that would be my advice. Take risks and have a good like schedule. So yeah.
That is actually very insightful, especially the taking risks part. Um, like just take as many clubs. You don't know what your passion, like what you might be, interested in. You might be like you might find like poetry to be your new hobby or something. I don't know. So I think that's good advice right there. And with that, guys, take whatever Sanjana said today with like as much like put that in because we got some really good advice here today, guys. Um, and thank you, Sanjana, for taking out time and coming to this interview. And you gave us a lot of good insight into what we should do, um, in high school. So thank you for that. Um, and then this was the conclusion of our third episode, you guys. Make sure to check out our Instagram for more updates on more episodes, more events. We have plenty of more events coming up in the upcoming weeks, as well as our TikTok. You guys will find a lot of information there. And thank you for coming to this interview and listening in. Okay, I will let you go now, Sanjana. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Of course.